Alright, let's get going. We've stalled enough, we've done everything we need to do, now let's go get our buffs and get going.
Make your move first. Taking action is the best way to remove your pain. Yeah.
Alright. Let's see what we get today. Or where we'll go, to be that fact. Where will we get to? Wow, I remember the days when people actually would do Mudster. Not anymore. All right. So let's go ahead and repair. Let's see. Well, since we're going to be on the Valk this morning, we might as well start it off with a Marnie's research box. We will finish it today. We did record that. Feed all the gremlins. Go ahead and turn them on. We need to go to Moodle, claim this. Go to Valencia City. Send the Medea crates. Send the Calf crate, or the Serendia crates. Drop energy off. Alright, Villa Scroll, energy, go. I understood that reference. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a perfectly normal title. That's a perfectly normal title. Alright, let's pop that. Pop that. Turn that on. Turn that on. Anyway, hello there. How's it going? What is the other one? Oh yeah, guild buffs. Double check you. Y'all are on. All right. Let's get this going. It's going. Working on our cup grind so that we can get the last two accessories here. Good, just finished your dailies in Brawn Dust too. Nice. I I've been working on that chapter, trying to get it complete. So that's been my morning since about 2:15, I think is when I opened the laptop. Almost done. It's been a lot of thinking because I'm having to like... This is taking me so long to get through because I've done something really smart but stupid. I originally wrote the outline to this before Christmas. And when I got the wild hair that I should go back and just, let's start over from the beginning. Let's start over from where I started doing these outlines. I'm just gonna write forward and actually write out the chapters from this section because I mean, I was literally darn near writing. Well, because this is such an important chapter to the story, if I was to just pop it out completely as the original layout was, it's 17,000 words probably, let's just say, for this full chapter. Now obviously many sub-chapters under that, but the chapter itself would have been around 17,000, which is around 3,000 more than I would prefer my chapters be. So I'm trying to go back through, I'm reading through like where I'm at and trying to condense, think about, okay, from a reader's perspective, do they need this information? Could they live without this? So it's been a very slow process because I have to sit and think, okay, how can I tell this without telling this? Okay, so here's what you gotta remember. The way I've set up my light novel is this. One volume is a book, all right? 4 chapters per volume, and each chapter has sub-chapters. In the end, each book should be around 55,000 words on average. Between 50 and 55,000. So, the chapters are like episodes, and then the sub-chapter stuff would be... much smaller. They're probably more like 1,000, 2,000 words, if that makes sense. But it may just have to be that because of all the... This is such a big moment for the story. It just may need the word volume for this. And I can't just say, oh, well, I'll put it off to the next one, because the next one is another monster that I wrote up that I'm hoping I can trim down a little to make it fit. If not, this is just going to be a thicker volume than normal. So there's a couple different styles. Like, as an example, if you were to pick up Sword Art Online, it would probably look like a normal volume. Or like a normal book. It's chapters, so Sword Art Online has, I think, like 25, 27 chapters in that one light novel book. If you pick up Overlord or Danmachi, it's only 4, maybe 5 chapters, but they are broken into sub-chapters inside that. So, let's say you go into Overlord. I think the first chapter is the Undead King. So, if you've seen Overlord, you would understand that you know, it may have 7 chapters, but that one chapter is just covering the close of the game. It's getting Ainz established with Albedo. It's him waking up after the thing and realizing the clock's gone. He's still in the server. Why? It's that, it would be like, that would be the whole chapter fully explained out. And then maybe chapter 2 is him walking around Ainzul Gone trying to figure out what's gone on. You know, where are the Guardians? You know, everything seems to be normal. Now the NPCs are now acting more real, like it's changed for him. So as him running around as Momonga, he's like trying to figure this out. So you'll have different, it's the same way, just visualized different. They both do the same thing. If you both count each book, they're both long, they're both roughly the same length in word count. It's just, how do you break it down for a reader to digest? So I look at it as, each chapter is an episode type thing. It's like, this is a general theme that we're trying to do in this thing. And yes. So for my series, it's like the book is a collection of ideas, all right? And each chapter has an objective that you're going to be moving through. Then it's about the objective is the sub-chapters through that, of how the character goes through the story and deals with things. That's how the sub-chapters would work for mine. So when you read the title, you go, okay, let's say the title of the chapter is, the best dessert, okay? So somewhere in there is going to be something talking about the best dessert. Now, is it the character discovered the best dessert? Did she make the best dessert? But during that 14,000 word story, you'll get the journey of what was the best dessert. You gave me horrible memories with this. Horrible forgotten memories. I'll throw up. And you got the first. Oh gosh. Got it. I might use the light novel style to write some of my short stories then. Less taxing to write than a full book, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So like, and the idea for me, it's, to give you a little backstory, when I sent my first volume I was gonna do a developer edit, alright? So if you're familiar with writing, you would understand what a dev edit is. I thought I read about the processes and it talked about how helpful they could be. Well, as a new writer, I was like, okay, this would be great. Now, I'm a very thorough person when I write stuff and very to the point. Especially when trying to write something to a person for business. It's been my job for a very long time to portray thoughts and explain what I'm wanting done. I hired a girl to do a development edit. And I told her specifically, this is a light novel. I have to keep my stories around 50,000 words. I don't want to go too much higher, but I'm willing, you know, I said I've got this one at the time was 53,000 words. And I state this in my opening letter when I actually paid for the job. So she's agreed to do it. And I've already told her it's a light novel before we did the job. And then in the actual opening letter of the job, I told her this is gonna have to stay around 50 to 55,000 words to stay within the margin of error here. Yes, some can go a little further, some will be a little longer. So, outside of the fact this girl literally didn't know what she was doing, she did not read my story because she commented on things that were literally answered in the next paragraph. Literally wrote things as if she didn't read the story at all. Claims she read it and charged me for it. Now, in this, one of her biggest things was, you need to explain more. You need to set the scene up more here. You can't just jump right into this. You can't do this. You need to explain more. This needs to be longer. And I'm like, do you realize the changes you've just asked me to do would fluff this? Another 15,000 words, probably? She's like, yeah, what's the problem with that? I'm like, I literally told you that I can't. I cannot. I have to tell it in other ways and very quickly. You won't get the time to sit here and tell me every minute facial detail of a character. I can't vastly describe the scene we're in. You've got to be able to instantly go, if I tell you we walk into a inn, after I describe one, you need to start figuring out really quickly what these ends look like. The character will tell you if something's important or unique. There are times where I directly tell you, as the reader, hey, as I walk to my room upstairs versus I came walking out to the table. At certain ends, I'll tell you if the character's staying in a room up above an inn, like if it's like a tavern type inn. So there's rooms upstairs above the tavern. I will tell you, that, but I'm not going to go in and start describing the bedding and how the room was designed or, like how the weather, completely go into describing the scene full out like you would if you were writing 110, 120,000. That's 2 of my books that she wanted to basically make in one. She wanted that Tolkien level of description in my in everything I was doing, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I only have 55,000 words, so sometimes it comes up to the characters having to tell you something in the scene. You don't get to have it set up, and there's specific things that I do this with. And like, she busted my nuts on a few things, and I'm like, what time of day was it? Well, if you'd have read down further, they talk about it being, it's such a lovely evening out tonight. But you started at, I started out with you hearing that we're reading, they start chatting at, you understand that they're out on a beach patio. And then as they start talking, you realize it's the evening. But she wanted me to set up before we got there because it was a scene change. You know, that it was evening, that it was, you know, what was it like? What were they feeling? What was, like, the vibe and the smell? Bring them into the area. Bring the reader to the area. And I'm like, I don't have time to do that. I let you know we were out at a patio because I need to carry the dialogue on. And I don't want to set this up where the character basically will double describe something. So, you know, that was a really annoying experience for me. And, you know, I was thankful I was able to get some of my money back from that job when I filed a complaint against it. Because they wanted proof. I sent 40 examples that she did not do her job nor follow what I instructed from the documents that I took clips and snippets from, showing exactly where it was talked about, why she failed, and where she did not follow through. Literally, one thing was, she asked me to describe one of the characters. What was their personality like more? What did they like to do? Where did they like to, you know, what were they like outside the relationship? Darbus, I'm literally telling you, I shit you not. The literal next next paragraph said exactly that answer. I did not change this. I did not add this. It's the exact document she got. Literally had that right there. Literally described that character of what they were like. Now, did it say everything? No, because the story idea is that you get the information spread out to you a little bit through the whole volume. You're learning this character throughout the whole thing. I'm not going to give you a dissertation when I introduce a new character unless it's vitally important. Then yeah, I will break a character down. Hi, I'm Angus. I'm 25 years old. I love chocolate. I love big breasts. I want to be the king in the future, die an old man. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Zeph. Was that that job. So it was I also understand that I'm going to try to show you some stuff through images too. Some things I just won't describe because you will see an image that will tell you this in the story. Yeah. Now, did some things make sense? Sure, I could see where you would want to have more information, but the wonder of the light novel is that you can just pop a picture up on a whole page, and that is great. Yeah. So, I mean, that's some of the ideas, is that you'll have some things I'll lightly describe, but then it's up for you to see the image, you know, maybe depicting that scene more, or a thing that I just really want to showcase. But I mean, the fact that she was like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with you fluffing this out to 75, 90,000 words. She says, you're honestly very short. And I'm like, no, this is a light novel. This is supposed to be under or around 50,000 words. You type in the word light novel, how long, and they roughly say 50,000, around 50,000 words. Now, I can tell you from doing some kind of suspicious crap after breaking a, breaking down, a couple light novels that I had bought, digitally. The word counts, when you go look at, like, the word counts of, like, Overlord, aren't the 68,000 word counts that they say they are. They're less. Overlord is 59,000 words when you take out all the other crap in it that's not the actual story. And if you take out the pages that have just pure images on it that it's counting, the way most of these things pick up how many words on a page are is literally by the number of book pages in the book. It counts every page, and then it assumes that there is X words per page, and that's how they get the rough estimates. But when you go through and you get the hard actual text and you put it into the proper format on a Word document, Overlord came out to like 59,000 words total for that one. I understand that as a book writer, we need to tell, not show, but we can do it in a simple way. Yeah. So, it was an experience, and, you know, I lost money, but you know what? It was an experience. I now won't ever dev edit another job ever again. So, I could understand if you were writing a real novel where that would probably be helpful, but I can't afford, well, it's not that I can't afford, I don't have the time to be able to do a dev edit, to do a actual, like, proofread edit, and get it formatted for print. Because basically, here's what happens. When I finally announce that my series is dropping, once Volume 1 drops, Volume 2 will drop in 90 days after that. So, that means if I already didn't have a backlog of 30-something chapters already written, that means from when Volume 1 drops, Volume 2 needs to be ready to go somewhere in the next quarter. If these people take 20 to 30 days, you'll burn your quarter very quickly. Because I have to make sure that the text is mostly there, then do any artwork. If anything changes in the artwork, I need to make it sense in the text, so I have to edit that before or after it goes to an editor. Then I have to format and get the book ready. So, in 90 days, I can't turn around a dev editor to a real editor into all that stuff. It's just I can't do it. But I can work with just go straight to editor. And yes, you are better off going to depending on your project, you're better off going to just an editor to get it cleaned up. So, I should finish this chapter today, I think. I'm almost done with getting it out. It's just a little bit more planning. Yeah, so Fiverr was one that I was using, and I've had mixed results on Fiverr. I found some really great people, and I found some really crap people on there. So, I don't know if I'll use Fiverr for the editor. I may go to a more writing-specific area. But I found some pretty decent artists on there. So, we'll see. Right now, I don't have an editor lined up. I need to get one going soon. But I would like to get the artwork a little bit tighter before I send off to an editor. Could totally, I mean, I could totally do it right now, and it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. I just realized I've grinded 30 minutes with no tent buff. So I'll need to record this hour, and then I'll have to pop tent buff for 2 hours. Yep. You definitely find both. Definitely have found both. So far, I'm having fun with my character artists. They're really good, and they're doing a good job creating characters. So, can confirm. Yeah. So, we're starting another one right now, and hopefully, how was the day of birth? The day of birth was great. Chill day. I worked most of it. It was good. Long. I don't think I actually got in bed till like 10 o'clock. I was exhausted. Like, sat my butt in bed. 10 o'clock. But 'twas a good day. Basically like every other day, except, I leveled up. That's it. Good, good. Yes. How's your day been? Did you have a good day yesterday? Do anything fun? Mostly work, but yeet. Nice. See, I realized I grabbed the tent, or I grabbed the villa buff, but I didn't pop the tent buff. That's the one I forgot. So we'll need to log 1 hour and then we'll log 2 hours because I can't log 3 hours of tent buff. I'm actually curious. What is my drop rate right now? 217.5. Okay. So it's basically like grinding without the drop rate buff. Basically, I've got a free tent buff right now from my other, as if we were grinding without this drop event. So we should still get a decent ROI. I'm curious, did I tell you who the next character is, Aaron? Had I actually told you who's getting designed next? Just a yes or a no. Not sure if I told you. You did not. I'll say you'll be quite happy to know who... I think you'll be quite excited to see who it is. And I think you might even know. We've had many conversations about said character. Smoke is already coming out of Deno's. I am the ready. Nice. You got her? Cool. But yeah, we started that character, and I think you'll be I think it'll be quite interesting to see how this ends up coming out. Because we talked a lot about this character, a lot. Because I have to say, it is because of you this character will have an even more prominent role in the story. Just saying. Like, it was already prominent, but even more prominent. Because of the advice you gave. Well, they were good ideas. They were good ideas. But I'm really anxious to see how this character is going to turn out. I spent like 2 days writing up the bio and the write-up for this character. Meet Greater Wall. Actually, I think I get this towards the end of the week coming up. Middle of the week, I think is when it should be done. I think we started it right around the beginning of the week. So, like, should be getting things soon. Well, at least the initial sketch ideas. Now, I'm starting to believe these are affected by drop rate. I can almost near feel that now. I got an update, made huge progress, got to 241 earlier, and finally beat hard chapter first. Nice! That's awesome. That helps out, you know, once you start getting those combat power boosts, then you can really start pushing through some stuff. Oh yeah. No, tower gets real. $233. Well, don't feel bad. I'm over here at 265 waiting for basically 281. You do know that, like, right now, currently in the game, the highest tower contribution is like 800,000, right? 900,000 at like floor 300. It gets ridiculous. So if you think it's bad now, it's way worse when it gets further up. I'm waiting to invest into a better Elysian unit. Maid Pravity isn't it for me. We need a good, like, a good AR Elysian Burst 3. Cough. Rappy. Just saying. SSR Rappy. It was meant to be an original power curve of the game. It wasn't meant for constant progress. It wasn't designed right. I will say that's where they messed up in their design flaw of tower. It should have been a complete gradual climb. You want to know a disgusting thought? I'm actually going to hit 65 probably here. I mean, at that point, you know, Anise and Neon are going to be laughing at her even more. Rappy needs her SSR, and it doesn't need to be a stupid event one. Trying to think, Kari told me. Because Rosanna's not that great in PvP, so that's what's kind of got me confused is how you're getting suplexed by Rosanna. So, you know, because we had talked about it, and it's like, it's not that hard to beat a Rosanna team. But I'm trying to remember what we ended up discussing about it. That's true. I mean, you have to realize it's pretty easy to figure out how they built it because it's just basic overloaded gear and skill ups, you know? And that's what was already accounted for. It may be because you're trying to slam down too much of the this is how this PV team has to go in, and versus if you just use this normal team, it just decimates this. I don't remember what our conversation was, but it was within a month or two after Rosanna being released. That's why I can't really remember. So you're punching upwards too? That's fair. It may be because you're not punching at an equal level. Moran's been a menace. Interesting. So sad she's literally reserved for the garbage PvP stuff of this game. Her kit is literally garbage for 90% of the game, which sucks. Like, there's too many other great units that fight for her spot in the rest of the game, so it sucks that the only place you can use her in is the one place that does not matter. In Nikkei. Or just be in your situation, then it does matter more. Oh, as an update, Bonsai did come back and claim his rank 40-something spot from me after the resets. Like, you poor thing. I'll just come take that from you, and I'll come take that spot from you a little bit later. Literally, right before reset happens again. You can sit there all week long. I don't care. I will have it. I will get the diamond reward. Yeah, every time. 5 minutes before reset, come in, attack him, and then I walk away with the rank 40-something spot, and he ends up down in the 70s. Unfortunately for me, my top 50 is way too active to play against, so I just go in, I snipe out Bonsai, that's the only one I can actually take out, and then I leave. Garbage, 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 garbage. Something ain't B about her, I'll tell you it ain't her cup size. That ain't no B. Neither's that dump truck she's trying to hide. Team 4 and 5 is such a interesting set of units that it's not worth the long investment when something else would come around and replace that before too long. It's just like, pull her if you get her, but don't go fishing for these characters. Don't go fishing for a lot of these. Literally, any day now, we should get a collab notice. If we're gonna get one. Or a rerun of a collab, which would be Chainsaw Man. Which at that point, do not pull them. They are trash. Unfortunately, Nier's been power crept. I can tell you that. I've actually thought about skill respecking my 2B. Because she ain't doing crap anymore. And I could get back to 10, 10, 10 on her. I mean, yeah, to have one on your account to look at, sure. Summer Niece will be back. Summer Niece would be worth the MLB in a way for stats. But you just need to get her to 30. You don't have to go to 40 like you do Pilgrims. But Summer Niece, I think, is going to get power crept eventually as well. Her usefulness won't go away. I just think she'll get power crept where she won't be the damage dealer for a team. She'll be she'll be like the second burster that kind of comes around less often. Or may end up as a support. Yeah. That's one character I will never build. Just to not be that one guy. See, where you're finding these small niche uses is only in PvP, which is like exactly what they say not to focus on pulling the units for. Like, they have to have more value than just that one section. Unless it's something that's important, like in the sense of the raids. Arciana, I haven't. I haven't released the last shot unit. For right now. I'm sure we'll get one or two this year as it kicks back up. Plus they had to realize they were... I think they finally came up and said, oh, we've literally started cracking this team out. We need to not let this become too overpowered. Well, you're missing Summer and Nice, which is the main unit for it. Shotgun season over. What's next? Wabbit season. Probably sniper rifles, or because they're probably going to finally introduce the rocket launcher, grenade launcher, sniper rifle changes. So I'm sure they're about to throw a lot of those down our throats. So expect a lot of grenade launchers and rocket launchers with a couple sniper rifles. Do it. That's a deep investment. That's a deep investment for Snow White. Want to be able to style on things. I've heard the main issue with that team is does it crit or not. If it doesn't crit, you have to go back and do it all over again. It probably will, because Crown and Chime, I'm assuming, is the half anniversary. Right? Finally getting to use Pilgrim pieces that you've farmed up 100 times over. Health but didn't solve. Yep. I think one of the solutions to getting gear could be just let the box that we get that's RNG double the cost of the pity and let us pick a piece. Never gonna get bested on Pilgrim Tower. Yeah, you've crowned that castle. Alright, we need to go to town real quick. And drop all of this off. I need to write this in real quick, because I need to do a new setup for... I need to do a new setup for where we're at. Alright, let's get that up. Alright, add. We did not have tent buff. Alright, so we had 1 chest, 2 for 5 boots, 8, 9 of the spirit stones, 31,278 trash, 36 stones, 39 stones, 68 forest, or 68 ancient spirit dust, 25 Caphras, 6 Atanus elements, 14 voodoo dolls, 13, 37, 33, 19, 6, and then 2 and 1. 13 joules. All right, so this will be one of my worst hours because we forgot the tent buff. We basically lost 100 mil. I saved 100. I lost 150 mil. Grinding. What's funny is was messing with a collector. Every time I get levels in OL, a pilgrim, I pass him, then he gets dupes to pass back. The vicious circle.
There are lots of things that can be bought with money, but wouldn't a nice hot supper be true happiness? Yeah, yeah. Are you here to pick your item? Where did I store it?
So we need 130 more. We need 130 more for our next cup. It's not too terrible. It's not too terrible. All right. Let's go sell this, and then we're off to see the wizard.
One lapis lazuli, one hammer, all I need to fix anything.
Oh, I need to do this as well.
Absolute perfection of hard working. This is by Pico.
All right. Let's go. Okay. So, now we're gonna grab the buff there. We're gonna refeed our pets for the next hour. Turn around an elk stone. Oh, I need to mark that I got an artifact. I just saw that. One artifact, edit. Storage. Put that in. Alright, tent puff. Shop, buy. Alright, there we go. Alright, hour 2. Let's get going. Because now I'll be able to do these 2 and 3 hour together. They'll be on the same drop rate pattern. I don't really, like, I think the only unit left I have to fully overload is Marciana for team last shot. So, hopefully I can get that done and make that team a little bit smoother. Unlock chapter 25, went to sleep after. Today I'm at a reset and I'm gonna continue. Nice. Good luck with that. Alright, so 130 to our next cup, and then get off of that guy. That'll be 6 crit damage on my ring, which would be nice. It's just count down till 60 bill. Honestly, there's a part of me that says if I reach like 55 bill, I might just pull my flame pre-order and buy a buy an ogre or a Leighton at Penn. If I get there before I get the and just farm up another 10 bill and let it sit. Because to me, while they're cheaper, I would much rather get a Penn neck, gain 5 AP, than sit on a 10 bill pre-order indefinitely that I might end up having to go farm myself. The 100 flames for it. Although Darkseekers is going to be a little out of my reach. Because of my DP, so I definitely don't want to go too crazy over there. Plus 5 AP would really help me out, especially if we're gonna look at like under Gyphon. It would put me into another bracket, which would be wonderful. Alright, so there we go. So we'll look short. Well, we were short. But we'll look short on this in our final number today, just because we've already done an hour. But hopefully with all the cup upgrades, with running a full elixir rotation, with finding a better spot, Valkyrie appropriate spot, and under Gyphon money comes in quicker. I really need to find a Agris spot for me that I can grind 20,000 Agris in a grind, like in the total grind in that 1 hour, or that caps out to be just right at 20,000 Agris an hour, so that I can grind Agris buff a little more efficiently versus every 5 days I just go rip wherever. Like today we're at, like right now I'm at 80k Agris. Tomorrow I will most likely, because of doing this grind, I will spend all 100k on a 1 hour grind here. Stupid, but I don't have the time to go burn 100,000 Agris from a place, and knowing that in 45 minutes I can do all 100,000 here, it's most of the grind, so it averages out to be like, okay, it's worth doing here for the sense of the 1 hour buffs and stuff that I run. So it's not like, I don't feel bad that I run 100,000 Agris out and have 10 minutes left of a normal grind. It doesn't change my grind too much. And I've got plenty of data to show that, okay, yeah, this is an average Agris grind for this area. So it's not like, well, why such a big spike in trash all of a sudden? Well, that's my Agris hour that I do once every 6 days. Or 5 days. Well, I think it's every 6 for me. Basically once a week. But I want to find that spot for me, whatever it is. It may end up just being me spending an hour at Centaurs. It really just might be Centaurs. It would get me scrolls, it'd get me crystals. But then again, I think about Achman, and it's like, well, if I spend an hour in Achman, I only burn like 10, 12,000 Agris in Achman. So I need something that's double the kill capacity of Achman. Would be ideal. Actually, let me take 2 seconds to look at this. I'm curious. Agris Fever. Achman, Hystria, Crescents, Dark Seekers, Gahaz, Upper Gyphon, Hystria Ruins, Jade Starlight, Olin, Paddocks, Schultz, and the new grind spots. Okay, that's where they say. So I would need to go like try Centaurs again. It's been a minute since we've been there. So I would need to get, like, some data on my Centaurs runs. How much Agris do I spend in 1 hour? So that would be a great place to take, like, 100K and go be like, alright, how much do I burn in 1 hour? Because I don't remember that data. Oh, all right. So we're gonna get a Marnie box today, so there's some money coming in from that. Well, Dekia Lantern Fuel, really. And I might end up selling the accessories, because it might be a while before I can go to really grind Dekia. Like, I might need, like... I might prefer... Because I was thinking Dekia Achman. Again, it kind of comes down to where am I with money and how close am I getting to a min-priced Pen Leighton or Ogre. I think is when it would come down to me start selling stuff like that. Archer to 50, and I'm finishing the OG main quest chain on so the next character can do it simplified. Nice. Yeah, doing the simplified quest chain is great. You go in, you get up to Red Nose, you beat Red Nose, you go talk to the alchemist dude. You pick the quest for the simplified quest chain, and then literally go ask somebody to power level you to 60. Easy game. And in 1 hour, you can complete a single seasonal character. As far as most of the seasonal journey BS. Then it just comes down to doing whatever it says you need to enhance or do or whatnot. Ugh. Oh. I see. So you'll just tag it and power level it. Fair enough. Also, we do have to consider the grind before Undergeifen is doing the 300 pieces of Crystallized Despair at Primal Giants, which I'm closing in on getting the energy for that. The shrooms are back. The shrooms are definitely back. I thought we exterminated them all yesterday, but nope. I come back this morning, they're still here. So it's now my civic duties as a wonderful citizen of this great nation to exterminate said shrooms. Duties, yes. I am not here for ulterior motives. Of course not. Anyway, how's your day going, Lady Nocturnal? Only the purest of intentions. Exactly. I haven't spent 67 hours already here at Polly's Forest. I don't know what you're talking about. Sitting at work. That's fair. What'll make you feel sick is that I've gained almost 50% here at Polly's. Now put that 50% anywhere else that earns better EXP, and you realize that I was probably 65 already. Yep. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Artist Samar has sent a friend request on Discord. Hey chat, I wonder what they're gonna want. Are they gonna want to talk to me about getting some stuff done for my stream? Are they gonna tell me, you know, how much I need a graphic designer? Do I need some cool overlay stuff? I wonder. And then I end up sending him a message being like humiliating him, saying, look, I ended up doing jobs for Mercedes-Benz. I never once had to go send up to a thing to their DMs to work with them. I literally just, you know, did good things, and then when they wanted to come work, you know, when one of the companies wanted to come work with me here in at a graphics shop, I was like, all right, there you go. That's how you do this. You don't do it because I solicited to said person. Several companies came to me like that. It's funny how that works. You just do good work. People come to you. You don't need to go out and hit everybody up in their DMs. I don't know why they think it's a good... Why do they... Like, I'm trying to understand how they think that's gonna strum up business. I guess so. Well, it's not even that they don't bother me. I get a kick out of it because I worked in the industry and I'm going... I did some pretty high-end jobs. Randomly. Like, that just came to me. Because, you know, when you're known for doing something, they just... Oh, hey, I heard you did this. We'd like you to do this for us. Because people talk. It's funny what happens when you do something for a major airline, then they happen to be sitting down and talk to somebody who works at a major car company, and then they're like, oh wow. And then next thing you know, you're doing something for a sports team because they happen to deal with, you know, that they happen to deal with you, and they're like, oh wow, so that's who did that. That was really cool. I was there the other day. And then it's like, yeah, that was them. Well, I'll be darned. And then you get more jobs, right? The shocked Pikachu face is really what you need. They go, oh my gosh, amazing how that happens. Right? Oh, Rah-Rah or whatever it is, just spawned. You know what would be crazy is imagine having a character just sitting there for when it spawns that you could just log over to and had your hunting level there to go hunt the thing and, you know, get your heart. It'd be great if they combined life skills. I would love to have my high-end hunter sitting there. Or just my high-end hunter's level sitting there. Oh, and guess what? Because they have super high-end gathering, I could do gathering there too. Although it's still hunting EXP, so... You know, not everyone's blessed to have 2000 mastery in their hunting. Excuse you. You know, it'd be great if my pet's pinged. I just think we're gonna experience a bad day for Jules. Like a low, finally get a low for him. 30 minutes in, only have 6. We need to average roughly 20 an hour. Whales called off. The RAR's up. Yeah, I just saw the thing pop up. I was just saying, wouldn't it be nice to have a hunter just sitting down there, able to go hunt that, go hunt for the heart? But I don't have one down there, unfortunately. You have a 49 alt sitting there now? Oh, do you do it on a 49 alt so you can't get PvP'd? Do they actually PvP at that thing? Really? Jeez. Is it near every time, or is it just randomly this person shows up? Interesting. Well, I guess, I'll need to take, my, whenever they finally add over the, family-bound hunting, I'll have to take, Pays to Win down there. The only under 49 character I have on my account. You miss a lot with a matchlet, but sniping is no problem. Really? Do you still, does sniping still require the same hunting mastery stuff to use it? Or is it at a specific level it unlocks? Like, I never got into that far into hunting. Cause like, I'm curious on the sniping thing. I wonder how deep do you have to be to get sniping? Same gear for sniping, yeah, although some people add attack speed and CC resist jumps. Okay. To take 0 damage. Okay. Okay. I'll have to check it out someday. To be honest, you'll probably get frustrated at first. A mini game for reloading it. Okay. Just a speed reload. Okay. Weapon skin to bypass it. Okay. Interesting. I'll have to, I'll have to see how that, plays out. I've never used the UI or anything like that for it. Yeah, pets are on fast. So today's just a bad day. You do it in Lana Morning Light. Okay. I mean, that's the only thing to probably do up there regardless. That place is an abysmal piece of garbage. Literally, probably one of the most wasted updates I've ever seen thrown at us. That gave us one of the best assets for it. You know, we got the gloves, and then we got the ability to, you know, really trade at Port Rat now. Well, Moodle, but whatever. Yeah. You know, the landscape part, the thing that triggered me about the landscape is because it's so up and down and they make you run back and forth on that crap so much. Yeah, I mean, something needs to be there. I wouldn't even say it needs to be in-game. Not everything has to be in-game grind spots. Make it to where it's a mid-game grind spot that's still decent to be at if you want to go there and grind. You know, everything doesn't have to be the in-game. Like, that's frustrating for somebody like me. I'm tired of seeing them, every single one that they throw out is, here's another freaking 780 gear score grind spot. Here's another 780 gear score grind spot. Find some other stuff to add in. Some, like, 275 range, 250 to 275 range stuff that has really good loot. You know, like, are you gonna make as much as you're gonna make at the end-all be-all spot? No, but will you get some really great crap from there? Yeah. Because right now it feels like it's either absolutely nothing or you gotta be at one of those spots. Like, Elvia was, I think, supposed to be that, but they're not doing Elvia enough. Just woke up, forgot to put your phone on the charger. Whoops. Yeah, something. It needs... We probably have a better progression than what I think we have, looking at it. But it doesn't feel like there's a clear, good, clean path to progress with. Feels like you gotta make some sus decisions at some point along the way. That's just me. Alright, 20 minutes and I gotta get 9 more jewels. It might be possible. And this is gonna be the same thing you're gonna see until I collect 400 more of those little purple orb thingies. And it's going to be that every day until I get 400 more. Well, 189 more, or 389 more. That may end up being what they end up doing on the other side. Until you jump off a cliff? Nope. Until I'm done doing this. And then I can get on with a more normal grind. I am basically taking advantage of the mob density here and my clear speed to get as many of these as possible. Once those little purple orb things reach number 400, we smack them in the 2 rings. Well, that ring for sure, depending on where we are. Potentially the other ring. And yeah. Get our upgrades and off we go to do other things in the game. Unfortunate for me that they put 2 grind events or a grind event in right after I finished my potions at a spot that I was ready to walk away from. But 1 more week. Well, today's what, Saturday, so Sunday's 1, Monday's 2, Tuesday's 3. Wait, no. Sunday's 1, Monday's 2, Tuesday's 3. Sunday 1, Monday 2, Tuesday 3. Yeah. I've only got 3 more days left to get 400. John Wick killed, John Wick killed the, killed Rar. Or is it the little tamer behind you? But that's definitely a John Wick. Pin Crescent would get me to 290 AP. Yeah, the Blackstones are gonna be quite problematic. Right now, though, lady, the best thing to do is sell all of your Blackstone weapons. Sell them all. Wait till the price crashes and buy them back at like 120 to 190,000. Make a little bit of a profit while they're at this absolute max price. Then go for the Crescent. It'll take a little while. It's gonna take a couple weeks for that to really start dying down. Because, I mean, there's a million pre-order on it. Which means they need to put a Blackstone event in the game. Probably something they haven't done since year 2 or 3. Put a Blackstone event and gold drop event. Get people out grinding giga hard for Blackstones. 1,800 more stones and you're done? Nice. I had about 5,000 stones, then I sold them all. So it made sense for me. Good morning, Chloe. How are you doing today? Hello there. But I chose to make the profit now and buy it back later, because I could always invest on something else. Hearing your market over there reminds me of the cat me. What the hell are they doing over there? Yeah. So for you, cups, they're starting to pile up right now, but all of ours are still right around 4 billion. And then when we look at our Blackstones right here, currently there is 1,011,000 pre-orders on NA for Blackstone weapons. Again, we have a lot of people who just buy their stuff here. So the grinders are finally starting to churn out the money into the market. Y'all grind your own crap up and then you sell it. Then you'll sell excess. The EU market's always been a very interesting market. Your metas also were hilarious. I remember when y'all thought, I remember when EU thought we were barbarians over here because we wouldn't build DP accessories or stuff like that. And you would just see the average person walking around with like 350 DP back when that was not even freaking logical over here. I was just like, yeah, we do it. We do. We do have the outfit whales. Chloe was telling me how a lot of EU has to just mark it by their cronstones, and I'm like, huh? 3 millicronstone. The big DP. No, that put you to shame, Aaron. You still built, like, for a while, there was a very big DP meta over in EU. And Korea was, like, in between. NA was full glass cannon everything. So it was a really weird time in Black Desert, watching the three mega servers go head to head on how differently they built stuff. Yeah, it was always the norm until they started getting into the Fallen God stuff. That's when they finally really branched over into a more normal setup. And also, as the game got harder, they realized they had to start building their AP stuff. Just like we had to start building some of the DP stuff. Thankfully, they stopped that Korea first crap, so now we kind of all learn together from what it looks like. Because I'll tell you what, seeing a class first there 6 months before we ever got it was detrimental to the game. We didn't get to learn it together, which stopped a lot of this, oh yeah, you just need to do this, this, and this, and then you blow up every other class in the game. I mean, now it doesn't matter. You just play any class, CC, and that happens. But you know, outside of that. This is 2 bad hours for Jules. I mean, we still got 10 minutes, it can turn around. I bet it does. I didn't get done with the birthday stuff till probably 9:30 last night. When I finally put my butt in bed, oh my god, I was gone. And then immediately woke up around 2:15 and then opened my laptop and began working. I don't think I even realized. I realized I had to do something with Kari, and I had to send her something. I think it was about 3:30. It's like, oh shit. Whoops. I forgot. Yesterday, though, was, I mean, as soon as I got off stream, it just kept getting busier and busier and busier. Well, this is gonna hurt the average, which means tomorrow I might have to pull a Chloe. That's... Oof. That's rough to think about. That's rough. We'll have to see where we get at the end of hour 3. Oh, we got 7 minutes on buff. Whoops. Looked at the wrong one. We'll see where we get with hour 3 in terms of drops. We'll do the math on how many hours, or how many we have left, how many hours we need to grind, roughly, to get that average. And... guaranteed I've got one. I just might have to buy the other, which is gonna suck. Like, I'm hoping I can get all 400. And it doesn't make sense for me to go to my ranger because it's not on kill we get this looted. It's on loot we get this. If this was an on kill event item, I would probably go ranger and just go for kill speed and say screw the money. Oh, jeez. I just want to go try something else. Do something else. Look, I'll take a money loss per hour at frickin' Giants at this point. I only made 400 mil in the hour there. Which is gross considering how high buffed up we are. Like, we were stupidly buffed up, and we didn't make that. Forward F. That. Whoops. They've changed Valk a little bit from... Oh, this thing can go a lot further now. Watch it when I do up here. You can use it as a long-range gap closer. Which is why, you know, more space underneath, like when we were talking about under Gyphon, you talked about the distance between packs is not as big of an issue for somebody like a Valk now, where we can cut between those packs a lot quicker, where it wouldn't feel More space is actually kind of better for a Valk. Not like literally all cramped up in like a little lunchbox, sardine can, whatever you would like to call it. Like what, like, say the Marnie spot was. That feels like I'm in a sardine can. Get me out of that place. It's too cramped for me as a Valk. Either that or give me the Garmoth perspective in there and I might be okay with it. But it's too close up to my Valk for that spot. So the 2 spots that I actually recommend are worse for you. Great. Uh-oh. It would probably be better if I did something, I think, like, Succession Guardian. Maybe. Something that stays still when they kill. The main stop is like 3 times as small. Well, alrighty then. I think I could handle flat and small. Then hilly and small. Says a person who plays a lawn. I would just like to point that out for the jury to hear. Coming from a girl who plays lawn. Think I established a name for myself. I'm sure you would be the hero that doesn't wear capes for them. If I grind giants for 4 hours, I feel as tired as doing 10 hours at Guyfin or Highlands. Interesting. That's so weird. Because you literally play one of the better movement classes in the game. Lawn's literally meant to cover a crap ton of ground. Which I find just interesting that you didn't take a class that just squatted for that fact. To be fair, I can only grind like 2 to 3 hours on Ninja Suck. I could see why. Tin buff is over. Whoop. Thank you. I remembered I was going to wait full, and then I was gonna go do refresh tent. Thanks for reminding me. All right, repair and final hour. Let's go! Pop and pop. Okay, we're over. There we go. Back in rotation. Nice, that's awesome. So that's 10 bill right there for you. It's pretty good. 3 with basically 4 days left. I believe you could do it. At least as long as you get 50 a day, you can totally do that. I just don't think I'm gonna get my 400. So I'm gonna have to make an executive decision when we reach the 200. Can I feasibly grab the final 200 with remaining time? Or do I just break down and spend 5 bill and buy the other? Cut my losses and get going. I normally do, but I got boned that hour. I got boned 2 times in a row. My normal average here is 20 to 24 an hour. I just had 2 very bad hours in a row. So I normally do get quite a bit more. So 14 in 1 hour was low. But this is where we talk about the laws of averages, is when we average all the high, when we average in that mid to high range, we're expected to go through a low, and it's completely normal that if you grind it long enough, you'll see the best and you'll see the worst. If you grind a spot long enough. And that's what we're doing here. With 2 weeks, we're gonna see the low, which is right now. But 25 an hour is, 20 to 25 an hour is the average that I can pull out of here. Yesterday turned out to be like just shy of 20 after 4 hours of grinding. Because, I mean, this is basically what you're getting at the grind spot you're at. And kind of what I got at Achman was roughly that. I've been tempted to go with my channel change 10 foil, but, like, the seed's just really bad for loot here right now, and it could be worth me changing. But then that would require me having to potentially wait a while to get a grind spot. if somebody else is here. I'd have to do some channel hopping. But yeah, RNG on this one. Let's see. What is our Atanus at? We got 6 Atanus elements. So that's average for the hour. So that's on par. So yeah, we just got a bad jewel hour. 2 hours, really. Because in total, we've gotten 29 jewels in the 2 hours. You know what? We'll do a channel RNG thing. I'll take the brisket for the biscuit, and I'll, when we get up to the tent, I'll change channels. Listen, you hang around as long as I do. Sometimes you just know when the tinfoil is kinda true. And watch this. We haven't looted a single jewel in the 7 minutes I'm here. I will loot a jewel in 5 minutes when I switch the channel. Mark my words. 5 minutes, I'll loot a jewel when I change channels. Welcome to Tinfoil with Nightingale. Get over on my ranger. Alright, let's see what's up with Calpheon 3. Because 4 and 5 are linked together. 3, 1 is separate. 1 and 2 are its own unique channels. So let's pop our tinfoil hats on and let's see if there's anybody here. If there's not, then we'll go back to the Valk and party like it's 1989. Or party like it's... What was it, 1999 or 19... What, I don't remember which 80s song it was. Alright. We're good. Five minutes. I'll loot a jewel now. Telling you, you can't make this crap up. Yeah, go ahead, do it. Attack time 15 milliseconds. That's the time to open. Hold time, it'll hold for 500 milliseconds. That's fine. Release time 150 milliseconds to swap down. That is. I'm gonna move this over here. The closed threshold should literally be wherever your noise floor is, make that 5 dB more than wherever your noise floor is sitting on your little meter. And then open it a little bit past like if you make any specific like clicking noises, if there's anything that you're trying to avoid right there, try to put that up. But I mean, overall, -55 is a pretty decent spot to have a noise gate. I set mine, depending on my microphones and whatever we're doing, around -75 to -45, depending on what I'm trying to get out of it. And then the opening is 5 more normally than what it closes. So if you're at -55, let's say as an example, I would open it at -50 would be where I would put the open at. I wouldn't even, I could even, and you could even go -45, 10 more to give it a little bit of a gap for some bumping. Because your voice will open it guaranteed, but if you want it to sound clear and not off when you talk type thing, you want a, you would want a, you'd want it to be pretty quick opening and shutting, so that it goes just instant off, instant on, and then when you talk, it's right there. Oh yeah, let's bring up the jewel counter again. So noise gates have a lot of cool like abilities of what you can do and what you get out of them. So I'll explain the things so that you understand what's actually happening here, so you can tweak it for your voice a little bit more. It's really simple. It's not going to be as deep and as dark as it might sound to you. So the attack time is how quickly does that thing open? Will it shoot upwards? All right. When it says open, how fast does that gate level go from closed to open? That's what the attack time is for. The hold time is how long after a noise has gone through your microphone will it hold the gate wide open before it starts to descend and come back down. The release time is how long it takes from the moment the hold time is up to bring the level back down. That's what those 3 numbers mean, and it's in milliseconds. So your mic is staying open for 5 seconds. You could bring that down to 3 seconds if you wanted to. You don't have to, but that's just what that's what they do. And you can customize it for your experience of your room, how it sounds in with your microphone and stuff like that. It's not something I can tell you, put this number in and you're gonna get an instant win. Less than 5 minutes, looted a jewel. You're welcome, Chloe. Telling you, you can't make this up. I just went 7 minutes, didn't loot a single jewel. Change channels, I loot one within the minute. You say it might be tinfoil, I'm saying every lie has a little truth in it. There's a reason I'll wear that tinfoil hat. As an experienced and long-term Black Desert player, that has been more right than ever wrong, is the scary fact of it. You go through a really bad hour, change channels, and watch you get a pretty good hour, or an average hour. Because I'm telling you, channels do go through seeds of bad RNG. Right now, Calpheon 5 on polys was in a bad level for drops. While average for the Atanus element, it was not bad for it was bad for the jewel drop rate and how the number was rolling on it for where it was in the seed. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to do much better, but I am going to probably start dropping more, and it'll balance out that I'll end this hour somewhere around 38. That this one will probably end up balancing the other hour out, and I'll end up with around 20 an hour. Tinfoil is everything. But, yeah. Also, if you would like to ask, if you would like a little help with the compressor, to make sure, if you like to share those settings with me, I can look at them here in a few minutes. Compressors are something that a lot of beginners don't understand, and sometimes they set up a setting and it makes their voice, to say this to a person who probably wouldn't understand, there's a certain sound to their voice that gets squashed. I don't think yours has it, but because I don't get the advantage of naturally hearing your voice, like where if I'm working with a client, they could be sitting right next to me and I'm used to hearing their voice, so I know when I compress it, it gets that thing. All I've ever heard is your voice processed through this stuff. So while it may sound normal and natural, it's because it's what I've heard. Hearing your voice as if you were sitting with me, I would probably go, oh yeah, no, you might be hitting this a little too hard, or no, you could actually tighten this up a little bit more and get a little more punch in your voice that helps cut through sounds or just talking. So that would be another one I would suggest. If you want me to just check the settings, I can look at that and go, yeah, that's probably right or good enough. I haven't noticed anything like super crazy, but while we're looking at settings, if you want me to check that one out, that would be the only other one that, to a non-audio engineer, I could see that one being a little more sus. Trust me, when I was learning compressors for the very first time, I smashed the heck out of voices. I think I left that mostly on default. Okay. Felt like it helped, but maybe I'm just imagining things. Okay, so there is something that we talk about in the audio world, which is post-gain volume. All right? Meaning, if I apply an effect, everything essentially is volume control in one way or another. Equalization is basically volume control. I'm telling 60 hertz to go down 2 decibels of sound. Is what that is. So with compression, it is doing a gain stage adjustment to your voice. It's a program through the old school ones were based through capacitors, and the new ones are digital algorithms of those. Basically, those compressors are saying, my voice exceeded X limit, it's now going to push that limit down X decibel. Or when I'm super quiet, it's going to raise it X decibel to keep my voice sounding clean and clear as I talk. So, where we use it in the audio industry, we can use it one of 2 ways. We use it to make sure that when I say my B's, P's, pa, ta, pa, ba, 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 that it doesn't burst the microphone. Now, I've got the advantage, which makes me not need a compressor. But now if I was to get to the microphone up close or using one that was to right at my mouth, yeah, a compressor would help knock that down to make those harsh noises less forward in the mic because it would push that volume back when it exceeds its limit. So what you're seeing here is what you think it is helping is it probably is helping. But you're also hearing this thing of it get louder so you think it's better. When we punch effects in a session that we're working on, we make sure that when we set up the gain stages of the whatever effect it is, an equalizer, a compressor, or anything, we check it by bypassing it to see does the sound get louder or not when I send the effect through. And if it doesn't get louder, then I've done my job. Now, then I make sure that I get the effect correct. So if I'm wanting to compress, I get the proper compression, but if I still need a little gain staging, yeah, I'll turn the gain up on the compressor a little bit because that might be the final effect of the chain. Basically allowing me to say, okay, I'm gonna boost it a little bit right there. And that's perfectly fine because I know the compressor itself is doing what I actually need it to do to the voice. You stopped hearing me? Did something happen? Can't hear me anymore? Like, no sound? Nothing. No game, no mic. Let's see here. Twitch. My channel. All right. Let's see if I can hear myself on my channel. Testing 1 2. Oh wait, I've got this muted here. Testing 1 2. Testy, testy. Okay, no, it's still dead there.